Hello children, welcome back to English classes. Today I am going to start with Act 3 Scene 2 of Merchant of Venice. In Act 3 Scene 2 we can see Bassanio has arrived in Belmont and he chose the right casket. Graciano announces his love for Nerissa. Lorenzo and Jessica arrive at Belmont and tells them about the loss of Antonio's ships. And again we are back to the problems of Venice. Portia requests Bassanio to go to Venice and solve the monetary problems. So let us start with Act 3, Scene 2 of Merchant of Venice. The scene takes place in Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Enter Bassanio, Portia, Graciano, Nerissa and attendants. Portia, I pray you tarry, pause a day or two before you hazard. Bassanio has come there to take part in the lottery of caskets and he was ready to choose the casket. Then Portia asks him to wait a day or two before he hazards, before he risks. It is a risk. If he does not think properly and choose, he may lose Portia. So the word hazard is used. For in choosing wrong, I lose your company. So that is a problem. If he chooses wrong casket, Portia will lose Bassanio. Therefore, forbear a while. So wait a while. There is something tells me, but it is not love. I would not lose you. And you know yourself, hate counsels not in such quality. So actually she is very happy that Bassanio has reached there. But there is a fear in her mind that if Bassanio chooses the wrong casket, she will lose him. So she is asking him to wait a little, then choose. And she also says that something tells me that I should not lose you. But it is not love. She does not want to admit her love towards Bassanio. And at the same time she adds that, you know very well, hate does not give such advice. Hate counsels not in such a quality. Hatred will not give such advice. But lest you should not understand me well, and yet a maiden had no tongue but thought, I would not detain you here some month or two before you venture for me. So, but in case you have not understood me well, for a young lady has no other choice except to think, though her thoughts may not be expressed. So you might not have understood me well because I will not be able to tell you everything very frankly because I have promised to my father. So I would not detain you here some month or two before you venture for me. I want that you should be here a month or two. Only after that you should choose the casket. I could teach you how to choose the right, but then I am forsworn. So she says that I know to teach you how to choose the casket, but I cannot do that. In that case, I will be breaking my promise or the oath which I have given to my father. So, will I ever be how to choose the right, but then I am forsworn? So will I never be. I am not going to help you out. So may you miss me. In that case, you may miss me. If I don't help you, you may miss me. You may not be able to choose the right casket. But if you do so, you will make me wish a sin. In that case, if I know that you are going to choose the wrong casket, I may do a sin. That means I may break my oaths. But if you do, you will make me wish a sin that I had been forsworn. So I may forget that I have given an oath to my father and I will do a sin. Beshrew your eyes. They have overlooked me and divided me. So your eyes have bewitched me. Your eyes have bewitched me. They have overlooked me and divided me. So she says that may your eyes be confounded. They have cast a spell on me and divided me. And they have attracted me. They have cast a spell on me. They have overlooked me and divided me. One half of me is yours, the other half yours. Mine own, I would say, but if mine, then yours, and so all yours. She says that his eyes have put a magical spell on her, and she got divided into two halves. And one half is already his, the other half is Portia's, and Portia's half means that is also his. Like that, totally she is Bassanio's. Oh, these naughty times put bars between the honors and their rights, and so, though yours, not yours, this time does not allow us to become one. This is a very naughty time. It is making obstacle between the honor and the rights. And so, though yours, not yours, I'm totally yours. So, actually, she loves him but does not want to tell it openly. She is very modest, she is very shy, and she doesn't say directly that she loves him. So, though yours, not yours, prove it so. Let fortune go to hell, for it, not I. So, in this case, let fortune go to hell. I am not going to go to hell. I speak too long, but it is to peace the time, to ache it and to draw it out in length, to stay you from election. So, she says that I have talked a long time. For a long time I have talked. This is just to pass the time, so that you may get time to think about the casket. Bassanio, let me choose, for I live upon the as I am, I live upon the rack. So Bassanio requests Portia that let me choose a casket because I am in agony. Agony means in mental pain. Intention. Upon the rack, Bassanio, then confess what treason is there is mingled with your love. So Portia asks him, you are in agony, you are in mental pain. So tell me, what disloyalty is there in your love towards me? Bassanio, none but that ugly treason of mistrust which makes me fear the enjoying of my love. No, I don't have any disloyalty towards you. Only the uneasy feeling of doubt whether I would be able to choose a casket or not, and whether I will be able to win you or not. That is the only uneasy feeling of doubt I have got. Then he explains his love towards her by giving an example. There may as well be amity in life between snow and fire as treason and my love. He says that there cannot be friendship and life between snow and fire. So, you know what is snow and you know what is fire. So, there cannot be friendship between fire and snow and fire. The same way, there cannot be any relation between disloyalty and my love towards you. So, he wants to say that, or he wants to prove that he does not have any disloyal feeling towards Portia. It cannot exist in his mind when he loves Portia sincerely. Portia A. But I fear you speak upon the rack where men are forced to speak anything, to do anything. Portia says that, yes, but I think that you are speaking under some pressure where people are compelled to. Something is compelling you to say so. Bassanio, promise me life and I will confess the truth. Bassanio says that just promise me that you would spare my life, then I will tell you the truth. Portia, well then, confess and leave. Yes, you just agree, you just confess what is there in your mind and you leave. Bassanio, confess and love had been the very sum of my confession. Bassanio says that I just want to say that I confess that there is no disloyalty in my mind and I love you. Only that much I want to confess. And oh happy torment, when my torturer doth teach me the answers for deliverance. So, oh happy torture. So this torture, what is a torture? That is the thinking whether he would be able to choose a right casket. And why it is happy? Because he knows that Portia loves him and he also loves Portia. So that is happy torment. When my torturer, who is a torturer here, who is a tormentor here? Portia is a tormentor here. So my torturer herself is teaching me to answer. But let me to my fortune and the caskets. So he wants that he wants to select the casket. Let me go to my fortune, making the choice of the caskets. Curtain drawn from before the caskets. Portia, Away then. Go ahead then. I am locked in one of them. And if you do love me, you will find me out. So Portia says that if you really love me, you will be choosing the right casket. Nerissa and the rest stand all aloof. She's asking Nerissa and all the other attendants to stand away from that place. Let music sound while he doth make his choice. So another order what she gives is that music should be played when he is choosing the casket. Then, if he lose, he makes a swan-like end, fading in music, that the comparison may stand more proper. My eye shall be the stream and watery deathbed for him. So she says that when music plays, when Bassanio chooses a casket, music should play. And if Bassanio loses, how the music will sound? The music will sound like Swan's music, Swan's song. The belief was that during Elizabethan period, the belief was that swans sing only once in their lifetime, at the time of their death. So she says that if he loses, the music will be like the song of swans. That means her eyes will be the watery deathbed of Bassanio's love. Bassanio's reflection is there in her eyes. And if he loses, from the watery eyes, the reflection of Bassanio will be fading. Because if he loses, he will have to go away from there without talking anything further. So she says that if Bassanio loses, the music which she asked to play will be like the song of swans, because swans sing only at the time of their death. So here her eyes will be the watery deathbed of Bassanio's love, and the Bassanio's reflection will be fading. That the comparison may stand more proper, my eyes shall be the stream and watery deathbed for him. He may win. So if he wins, how the music will be? In that case, he may win. And what is music then? Then music is even as the flourish when true subjects bow to a new crowned monarch. So when the prince is crowned, when a prince is crowned, music will be played. So if he wins, this music will sound like the music which is played at the time of a prince's crowning. And one more example she gives is, such it is as are those dulcet sounds in break of day that creep into the dreaming bridegroom's ear and summon him to the marriage. So another comparison she gives is that if Bassanio wins, the music will sound like that music which is played under the window of a bridegroom to call him for his marriage at the day of his marriage. So first she says that if Bassanio loses, the music will sound like swan songs, and Bassanio's reflection will be fading away from her eyes. And if he wins, the music will sound better, and it will sound like the music played by the people at the time of crowning of a prince. Because here, if Bassanio wins, he will be the Lord of Belmont, and he will be crowned as the Lord of Belmont. And another example, what comparison she gives is that the music also will sound like the music which is played below the window of the bridegroom to call him out at the day of his marriage. So now he goes. Who is going? Bassanio is going. Where is he going? He is going to choose the casket with no less presence but with much more love than young Alcides when he did redeem the virgin tribute paid by howling Troy to the sea monster. So he is going like Hercules. Once Hercules went to Troy, then he saw that the king of Troy was very sad because he had to sacrifice his daughter Hesione. He had to sacrifice his daughter Hesione, but Hercules went there and helped the king, and she was to be sacrificed, and he tried to, or he stopped the sacrifice. And so many people were there, Dardanian wives. The people, those who were surrounding there, were called as the Dardanian wives. And she was, the Trojan princess was about to be sacrificed, but Hercules, like a hero, went there and stopped the sacrifice. And she was to be sacrificed to the sea monster. And the people, those who were looking around, were Dardanian wives. So here, Portia says that here Bassanio is also like Hercules, and and Portia is a Hesione, and he has come there to save Portia. And people, those who are surrounding, like Nerissa and attendants, they are compared with the Dardanian wives. So, but with much more love than young Alcides, when he did redeem the virgin tribute paid by howling Troy to the sea monster, I stand for sacrifice. Portia, I here means Portia standing sacrifice. Why it is called a sacrifice? Because it is not sure that Bassanio will be selecting the right casket. If Bassanio does not select the right casket, she will have to marry somebody else. So that way she will be sacrificed. The rest aloof are the Dardanian wives. So here Dardanian wives, that is the people, Nerissa and other people, those who are standing there are compared to Dardanian wives. With the bleared visages, that is face covered with tears, come forth to view the issue of the exploit. So go Hercules. So whom she is calling Hercules? Bassanio. Go Hercules, live though I live. If you win, I will be living. With much more dismay, I view the fight than though that maketh the fray. So she says that you go and try to choose the right casket, and you are taking part in the lottery of casket, but I am more anxious than you. So go ahead, Hercules. If you succeed, I will live. I was the context with more anxiety than you who are going to participate. You are going to participate, but you are not that anxious. I am more anxious. And when he has gone there, music started. Music, whilst Bassanio comments on the caskets to himself. Song. Tell me where is fancy bred, or in the heart or in the head, how begot, how nourished, reply. It is engendered in the eyes, with gazing fed, and the fancy dies in the cradle where it lies. Let us all ring fancy's knell. I'll begin it, ding dong bell, ding dong bell. So here there is a song. Tell me, where is love born? Is it in the heart or in the head? How is it born and how is it nourished? How is it grown? Give me your reply. So reply is also here. It originates in the eyes. It thrives on the loving glances. That is, it improves in the loving glances. It fades away in the eyes. So if the love is going, that means if Bassanio does not choose the correct casket, the love will be fading. It fades away in the eyes where it was born. Let us all ring for the fading love the funeral bell. I will begin it, ding dong bell. So they are just taking a chance. Then Bassanio, he has reached the caskets. He saw gold, silver and the lead casket. Then here he is giving a very long speech. Children, this speech is very important, and just I'll give you the summary of this speech, and in my next video I'll be explaining again this speech. So may the outward shows be least themselves. He says that external appearance does not have any value. The world is still deceived with ornaments. Still people will go behind it. So just to prove this, that external appearance does not have any value, but people believe that. People very often believe that. believe in the external appearance. He gives 4 or 5 examples here. Just I'll give you the summary of that. And the next video I'll be explaining this further. In law, what please so tainted and corrupt, but being seasoned with a gracious voice, obscures the show of evil. He says that when you go to the courts, you could see lawyers, advocates, pleading even the most dishonest case is pleaded in a fine, eloquent voice, just to conceal the face of evilness. Advocates, they plead the most dishonest cases in an eloquent voice. Eloquent voice means in a persuasive voice, to make people persuade that way, and they win it. At the same time, in religion, what damned error but some sober bro will bless it and approve it with a text. That means when you see some pious looking people, very serious people, when they commit mistakes, they try to cover up their mistakes by giving examples from the scriptures, from religious books. Then hiding the grossness with fair ornament. There is no vice so simple but assumes some mark of virtue on his outward parts. That means there are so many vices, that is wrong things, mistakes, but outwardly they look virtuous. How many cowards whose hearts are as false as stairs of sand, wear yet upon their chins the beards of Hercules and the frowning Mars, who in word search have livers white as milk. He says that there are so many people, actually they are cowards, but they wear beards like Hercules and Mars. Hercules and Mars are the strongest and the most brave person. And he was, Mars is god of wars, and Hercules is the strongest person. So some of the cowards, what they do to put an appearance of braveness, they wear beards like Hercules and Mars, but inwardly their livers will be as white as milk. During Elizabethan period, it was believed that coward peoples have livers white in color. Only courageous people or brave people will have livers red in color, filled with blood. Okay. So today I am going to stop here, children. I'll continue and I'll explain from the speech of Bassanio in my next video also. Thank you. Have a good day.